All right, hello and welcome everybody. Excuse me as I go get a new pack of gloves here that I need in a second. But actually, let me move this camera around. I need to do some maneuvering, do some camera maneuvering so I can fit all of this into a frame. And here we go. I'm gonna go get a fresh box of gloves, and I'll be right back. And no matter what? Oh yeah? Are you? Well, that's a good marketing ploy. All right, so I wanted to title this. Apparently, I'm a dumb, inefficient artist. So I was on Instagram, and there was this artist who was talking about how they basically they basically pretty much trace an idea onto a canvas. And I know that's the traditional method, that's the classic method that many great works of art have been made. And even Vermeer used like a hologram projector. Vermeer, girl with the pearl earring, this a lot of really famous paintings, and he would like project what he needed, and then he would sketch it out with like a pencil. So pretty much tracing a holographic image or whatever. But what I found was interesting was that this artist was basically saying that the only way, that's I guess working any other way is kind of dumb and inefficient, which is what I felt. So um, apparently, I'm a dumb, inefficient artist. But ironically, I just kind of wanted to talk about that subject because one of the things I do is I don't use pencil prior. I kind of have these like these edges that paint. I use paint and I sketch it in with a paintbrush, and I like the effects. But more so, I wanted the title of this live stream to be more of a discussion of this idea, not so much that this Instagram artist made me feel anyway. I mean, obviously they made me feel their post made me feel strong enough to title my live stream at based on what they said, but not necessarily hurt feelings or anything. I think it's interesting how they phrased their live stream, and they didn't allow comments on it. But I think there's more than one way to make a painting. But I find it so interesting that this way is like so prevalent. What's up, Casey Grant? Take off. What do you mean take off? Take off shirt and paint. Have you? I have other live streams where I'm actually shirtless and painting. But maybe later. If you come back for another stream, I will paint shirtless, possibly. But right now, this is my early stream, so I'm not quite there yet. Actually, I gotta turn my air conditioning down a little bit. This is the first time in recent history that I've been objectified. And I don't know how to feel about it. But hey, all positive comments are welcome. I guess I should feel happy that people want me to do that. But hey, if it gets one of my highest viewed live streams was painting shirtless. So I don't know. If I sold paintings on an OnlyFans shirtless, would you buy it, Casey? I'm kind of being serious, kind of joking right now, but I might have to try it. Anyway, I don't have an OnlyFans, but if I did, I would definitely sell paintings on it. So I'm putting in my headphones right now. I use Jabra. Jabra headphones, and I paint exciting. Yes. So we're going to throw on some music. I'm trying to find some good songs right now. We're looking for some epic orchestral instrumental music here that we're going to throw on, and this is going to be our playlist. Here we go. Who's my biggest inspiration as an artist? Rachel, welcome. My biggest inspiration, hands down, is Vincent van Gogh. But I will say that in that sense, right, the reason why I consider him my biggest inspiration is because he was like the little seed from which I started to do more research all around him. So like, you know, you start with like one artist and then you kind of dive into their story and you learn about another artist that they worked with and another artist that they knew and another artist that they studied and then another artist that that person studied and then, you know, other artists that were inspired by that artist. And I kind of go down this huge line of artists that have been influenced by Van Gogh. So, you know, I wouldn't say everything is based around that, but a lot was definitely inspired by research going into that. But, you know, there's tons of great modern artists that I follow that I feel influenced by, for sure. So there's that answer. But, yeah, I mean, Vincent, a modern day artist, Mark Maggiore. There's another artist on Instagram, Lo Chan Pang, who does really good portraits. I've done some paintings inspired by Pete Mondrian. I mean, Basquiat, of course. Let's see. Egon Schiele. There's a really great impressionist painter named Ryan Jensen, who I watch a lot on Instagram. So, totally great people that I'm constantly just on the lookout. And, you know, I think it's funny because you say, who's my biggest inspiration? But, you know, I think even though Vincent is where the kind of like the seed kind of starts to branch off, you know, every single artist that I see, I don't always get to give credit for them because I forget. But, you know, they influence some of these brush works in some way. So anyway, I get my inspirations from a lot of people. What about you? Where do you get your big inspirations from? I haven't even opened my supplies yet. I've gotten so caught up in talking that it's been 10 minutes and I haven't even opened up my supplies yet. This is unacceptable. I'm inefficient. Totally kidding there. Yeah, so those of you just tuning in, I was on a Instagram post. I saw an Instagram post, and in that post, this artist was saying that you should trace to be smart, to be a smarter artist, and that ultimately, you know, being smarter, being more efficient, getting more work out faster. And although I think that's a really good idea for especially commercial artists. And, you know, tons of great artists throughout history have used various methods of tracing. I'm not opposed to it, but there's just this idea that they made it sound like artists who don't use that technique or that method are dumb, which are dumb and inefficient. So that's my thoughts around that. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. So this is an angry painting. You would throw it away. I need to take a break. Bo Dragon. Such Such trollish words. That's amazing. How did you come up with this idea of becoming an internet troll? What has inspired you to become an internet troll? There's a question. Let's give the troll a platform, everybody. A platform from which to express their anger and their frustrations and their jealousy or whatever. I mean, that's basically what social media is, right? Like Instagram, YouTube, trolls, haters, constantly just hanging around. Not trolling, you're telling me to take a break. So what would make you want to tell me to take a break? What's up, Mark? How you doing? Like, what would be the purpose of popping into an art live stream and and telling somebody to take a break? There's no other reason other than trolling. Nobody who has a life, who has things to do, who is doing things that make them happy, is on the internet telling other artists that they need to take a break. I mean, I just don't think there are. Unless, there's some relationship there and the artist has been like painting for like 24 hours straight and they're about to like pass out or something. But you're a troll, dude. And that. I got headphones in, Kat, so. Blueberries from British Columbia. Bow Dragon. All right. Well, Bo, I'm glad that you have come to find an interpretation of this painting about how you believe this is supposed to look. That's great that you have an interpretation. Yes. Share your criticisms. They're welcome. What is it that makes you feel as if this painting is mental? Can you, if you're open to going into detail about that, I am open to hearing. And if by mental, I think mental is like a British term, so I'm gonna guess that you're British. It looks terrible, but what is it that you feel makes it look terrible? What is it that you dislike? I find this interesting because, usually when people like a painting, they just like it and they can enjoy it. But usually when people dislike a painting, that's not an answer, dude. You don't think I even like it. That's not even an answer as to why you don't like it. So therefore, your opinion doesn't matter because you haven't provided any reason, any justification. I'm quite a open person to opinion, but that's not an opinion, dude. That's just trolling behavior. Okay, so let's really drill down into what you're feeling right now. Should make paintings that are hangable. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we're getting close to getting to a perspective here, but you're still not quite there. You're still not quite there. You're not there enough to influence me to throw away this painting.
Throw away?
Yeah. You haven't quite hit that mark yet on giving me a reason. So anyway, I'm cleaning this brush off. I'm actually not even going to use this brush right now, but I just felt like this is such a nice brush, and I've been just leaving it sitting. So I feel the need to use this this cleaner to wipe it, to clean it up. All right. Well, trolls will be trolls. I'm always open to feedback, good, bad, negative, positive, either way. You know, this is gonna sound not that good, but sometimes I do feed off negativity. If it's a useful criticism, I actually go on this Facebook group called Rude Artists, Criticisms Only. You can find me sharing a lot of my work there. But I literally go on there to get these comments, which, you know, most of them are pretty garbage. Most of them are pretty not useful. But every once in a while, and these are the comments I actually look for, every once in a while you find somebody who gives a really good, well thought out criticism that kind of motivates you to try something different. And you know, I was really hoping to get that from you, Bo, but you're not quite there, dude. Your trolling is nothing but wasted time in your own life. And I can only say that you know, I feel sorry for you, sir. I only hope that you find a better way to spend your energy and time one day. But anyway, that was a motivational speech for Bo Dragon here.
Can you hear me now?
I can't because I'm listening to something. You want me to hear you?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me. What do you want to say? I can't take it out because I got stuff.
Just tell your viewers that constructive critiques are helpful and useful, but
Yeah.
not.
Well, they hear you.
Oh, they can hear me? Okay.
Kathleen has an announcement to make.
In my art classes, you can only critique with artistic words.
Ah, that's the way to do it.
Okay.
All right, so I need to go into this painting, and I have a couple other pieces to do. I'm going to do this section right here. And I'm going to focus on doing some reds. I'm going to focus on some reds into this section here. Some very light reds. You got a pink, you got a yellow. Maybe go for an orange. Let's see, let's go for an orange here. So here we go. And then we're gonna go, this piece is gonna come down. We're gonna go around like so. Let's go into here. And let's curve this around. So here we go, working on going into this painting here. And we're gonna go in with, let's throw down some more yellow here. And let's go up like this. All right, and we're gonna throw in some brighter reds into this just to help this stand out. And here we go. So this arm is going to come up here. Got some good shadow here. So really this is only a matter of filling in this portion and making the shadow look more natural. And here we go. So letting some of these colors blend in here. And Croson Art, welcome. What's going on? How are you doing today? We're gonna have to work in this section in a few moments and work to brighten it up and allow some of the shadows to be a bit stronger. But for now, just bringing in some color variety into this section here. And soon enough, we will be working on a new section. And let's go. I think this section needs a little bit of red as well. So we're going to go into here and let's see. We're going to find some space right here. What is this right here? This is a back. Yes, this is the back. So we're going to flip this around upside down. let's turn it like this. So here we go. And maybe I'll throw in a little bit more red. Let's use this purple mixed in with this orange that we've got. I'm going to create a color based around that, a more yellow, an off yellow. Oh, that's probably not the best color because yellow and purple basically make a brown. But we're going to go into this and find a way to make it appealing. Find a very distinct reddish purple. Purple with some more pink. Yeah, I've come a long way. We spent it's been quite a few hours so far, and we're just going to continue pushing this piece. Today's going to be a long painting day. I'm probably going to do a few streams a day. Today's going to be a few painting sessions. I'm probably going to do a couple hours right now, and then a couple hours in a bit. A bit later. But for now, just knocking out. So let's see. This piece needs to come down. Here we go. And I really like this purple. All right, this like pink purple that we've come to create here. So Croson, how are you doing today? What sort of creative activities, what sort of innovations and interesting activities are you up to today? So here we go. I really like this color. It's very unique. So let's see. We've got some shadow here, so we're going to work with those shadows. I need to start spending some time to establish this head here. But working on a nice shadow. And I feel like once I kind of fill this whole thing with the right colors, I'll feel more complete and ready to... Dude, you're surfing? Where are you surfing? You surfing in California, Hawaii? You don't have to actually share. I know you could keep it private or whatever. But yeah, I mean, there's only a few places. I guess the few major cities on this planet you can really surf, huh? At least in America or on the Australia, California. And I don't know what Hawaii, Australia, California, Hawaii. Those are really only the few places that you can actually surf, right? I don't know too many places that you get good surf. Let's enhance the shadow with a little bit of black. Actually, that's a lot of black, but we're gonna go surfing. Oh, surfing the internet in Alabama. I see what you're saying. All right, that's funny. That is a funny idea. Surfing the internet in Alabama. Do you like surfing? Have you ever been surfing? I've lived in Los Angeles for quite a while, and I've never been surfing before. I feel like it's almost kind of like a waste of waste. I mean, I've been snowboarding, but I've never been surfing out here. So one day I need to make that trip. And right here we got a couple butt cheeks, so we're gonna work these butt cheeks. We're moving along now, so here we go. All right, and here we go, people. And we're gonna go with this shadow. And we're gonna round this out. Round it out like that. Do some rounding. Let's go lighten this with some white. We're gonna go into here and create a sense of dimension with these. This color here. Skateboarding is all you've done. Procrastinating. What kind of artwork you working on? What kind of artwork are you procrastinating on? Is it speaking to you? Is it calling your name? One thing that helps me that I use as like as a motivational hack is to constantly have like a series that I'm working on, like, you know, using the same idea and just leaning into certain ones. And that's like one of my hacks. It's one of my artist hacks. Signs of butts everywhere. All right. One day someone's going to look at this painting. They're going to be like, I don't know what that is. Is that a butt? And then they're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's a butt. The dude drew butts. All right, so here we go. We're gonna go right here. Feel the need to go into some of this section here. And okay. And how are we going to work this? I feel like I should work some of this color. I messed up here because this needs to be a nice dark shadow right around this section because this is the back. I'm gonna curve down, and then this butt is basically shadow right up to here. So let's go. Let's give some expressiveness into this area. Expressive shadow, highlights. And let's go. Let's add some light into this section. And go around like so. Just add some detail. But I should try to do the face of the 13 soldiers. Oh, wow. You know, I'm not familiar with that situation, actually. You know, I'm not sure if I'm ready for such a serious responsibility for a piece like that. All right, so here we go. We're gonna go into some of this hair. Let's go. Let's add some of this into hair here. And here we go. So we're gonna take this green and we're gonna try to move this into here. So this is gonna be and now I'm gonna do a dark shadow down this back here. And here we go. So popping out over here, gonna match the shadow here. Oh, I see what this is. Okay. So this is some of the hair that comes up from this guy. And let's see. How do you want to do this? I'm going to go down with the shadow. And here we go. So we'll have to play with this a bit. But at least we're moving along. Okay. Be right back. All right, just as I promised, I am back right away. I think the only part I have left that needs coloring before we can that just needs a little bit of coloring before we can move into fine detail is this section right here. And once we finish this, we are good to go. So let's knock out this little area right here. And we will make some more work. So I feel like I should be using my these wonderful brushes that I just bought. You get so into like habits that you're of other brushes that you use for painting that these beautiful Rosemary Co brushes that I just got, I haven't been using them. But now I am. Now I should. And how we're going to do that, we're going to go in with a nice dark shadow on this face. And it's going to go around like this. And then we're going to go. So apparently Chris Hemsworth has started a YouTube channel. How exciting is that? Who likes Chris Hemsworth? Thor. I like Thor. So he's starting a YouTube channel. I found that interesting because, you know, I think most actors don't start YouTube channels. So I find that very innovative. His team is a very smart team. They got Thor to start a YouTube channel. How great is that? I like that. So we got this nose here. Who else likes Thor? I like Thor. Maybe one day I will do a painting of Thor. Da, 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 da. What's everybody's favorite Marvel character? Anybody got a favorite Marvel character or DC character? What's better? We should do a vote. What's better, DC or Marvel? So we're gonna go into here. There's some shadow here, and we got some. We need some facial hair. So this brush won't do for the facial hair. I need a rougher brush to create the types of hair and design that I like. And here we go. I'm a big fan of Batman. If I had to pick a Marvel character that is awesome, I would say it would be Batman. You know what I found? So Batman is probably the most unrealistic superhero. Because I feel like all the superheroes with superpowers. By the way, I'm totally making up bullcrap right now. There's nothing that could justify what I'm saying, except for the possibility that there might be aliens or an alternative universe where people have superpowers. But then that would also explain Batman. But anyways, so I was looking at Batman, and he shoots out like this gun, right? Like the thing, the whatever you call it, the hook. And what I find interesting is, like, you know, the hook shoots straight up. This is the biggest plot hole for Batman weapons. Is there's this hook that shoots straight up and supposedly hooks into, I'm going to use a, so supposedly Batman has this tool that he shoots it out of the gun, and it goes, and it supposedly starts to spin around, and then it hooks, right? I guess it's called the, like some sort of bat hook or something. But the only way that that's actually possible, because if it's shooting straight, it's just going to go past the object. There's no way that it's going to just start circling around a bar. The only way it could actually circle around the bar is if you use momentum, and, you know, you're spinning something in a circle, and then you spin it, and then it kind of like has the momentum, and it kind of connects and hooks together. But it's literally not possible if it's just going straight physically, unless, you know, the device somehow forces it to start spinning. But I was thinking of physics, and that's like the most unrealistic Batman tool there is. But anyway, Bugs Bunny beats them all. Yeah, I guess Bugs Bunny is pretty invincible. So anyway, we're getting some action on this painting. We're almost at a point where we can just focus on very specific details. But right now, I need some facial hair, some blacks and whites, some black and white facial hair. So we're gonna go dark gray here. Let's bring our gray in. We're gonna go So Bugs Bunny, I guess, technically could be, since Bugs Bunny's Warner Brothers, I feel like he technically could be in the DC universe. Right? Technically. Bugs Bunny could be in the DC universe. shit. Excuse my language, people. My goodness. You have seen the real me. The one who cusses when things don't go his way. I lost one of my headphones and it dropped in my paint. Excuse my language. So, continuing on with the theme of this, the title of this live stream, being a dumb, inefficient artist. This is part of what makes it inefficient. Realistically inefficient, if I'm being honest, is this idea that I like to paint over. I usually paint and work and rework areas a lot. And yeah, I usually work and rework areas a lot, which makes for a painting style that can have its own challenges. So what do I want for a skin color here? I'm gonna go with some white hair. Let's go with some more white hair here. Just gonna layer on some of this hair. All right, cleaning off this brush. Part of the challenge I'm having is I haven't fully committed to the color of this character. Oh, you know what? I need black. I need a nice shadow because this one I kind of cut off. This piece I cut off accidentally. And I need to bring it back. Bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back, bring it back. Now we're going to go right into here. So wherever this piece, let's see, this kind of cuts in. I'm going to blend this back in later. We're going to be working on this for at least a couple more days, so this is going to have some time to dry. But this is something that can happen when you work on larger pieces like this is, especially in this style, it's like so collaged that things kind of just like mesh into each other. But this section right here, I accidentally cut off and painted over when I wasn't supposed to, so I have to repaint it back in. But anyway, inefficient artist. Most great landscape artists constantly change things, add, delete things until they're satisfied. Yeah. Right on. Okay. So here we go. Yep. Okay. Let's go like this. I'm gonna bring in this white. And we're gonna curve this up. You know what? I really want to lean into. What do I want to lean into? You can flip this around and try a different part of this painting. I'm going to use one of my new brushes. I could definitely get a lot of use out of this brush, this Rosemary Co. Just this really nice small filbert can be used for so many different purposes. And I want to finish this face. I'm going to finish this face right now. We're going to finish this face. Let's finish the face. One face at a time. Even though technically that's impossible because this is like, I've already worked on 1,000,000 faces, 100 different faces at a time. But anyway, let's go with a darkened yellow here. We'll go with yellow, a little bit of a darkened structure here. And let's go like this. So this eye is going to be in shadow. There we go. That's a nice dark version of the eye. And then we're going to do a shadow here. Let's go black on the shadow. And this is going to go like down right into here. And let's make a little bit of a shadow right there. Let's see what else we can do. There's a shadow here. And then let's go right up here's a little bit of a highlight. And then the ear's got plenty of highlight. We're not gonna spend too much time on his ear. But I do want to see how I can darken some of these features. And we're going to go like this and then bring this shadow in a bit. And let's see. Want to enhance the feature of his eye here. The features of his eyes, but I don't want to go too dark. So I'm just trying to find that balance of creating a nice shadow And this is just such a great brush because I can get some really fine details with it with the point, but I can also cover larger areas. Excuse me. And right into here. And I might be overworking this face just a little bit, but you know what? We're gonna go. That's okay. I'm gonna go like this, create a little round concept here. And here we go. So creating some hashes in this eye, trying to reduce the thickness of this paint by moving it around, but not adding too much more as far as detail. Creating some curves, carving out some areas, darkening this a bit. And okay. And I'm almost content with this. But I gotta use a little bit more of this black. I have tons of this black paint, so I should probably find a space where I can lay it down. I'm gonna carve a nice shadow into this guy. Nice shadow going around. And let's see, I'm gonna go into here. And here we go. Getting that shadow, creating another shadow right around the bottom here. Just create a sense of dimension. And that's okay. Let's see, maybe we could throw some of this black in the hair here. This might not be the best brush to do this, but I'm gonna go and lay it down anyway. All right, let's clean off this brush before I get in trouble. What I need to do with this guy is I need to add like this really subtle change in texture on his face. And I gotta find a good color to do that with. It's the hard part, because there is a subtle change in color. Let's see how this looks. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this section. It's not I mean, realistically, I'm probably just using the the wrong brush. Because with this filbert, you know, it's really good at like fine details and everything. But I definitely think that other features can get lost. But you know, it doesn't look that bad from like from the camera's perspective. I just kind of gotta add in this texture into the rest of the face here. And let's go with mixture of these colors here. A little bit of a blue. Let's see how I can work to I want to make it look, my goal is to make it look more with this part specifically So to make it look like more of a natural transition, because I have so many other, since it's so smooth everywhere else, I kind of need to rework it in a way that makes it feel more smooth. And that's what I'm working on right now by applying the same or similar brush effects throughout. That's what I'm doing right now. That's how I'm reworking this space. Needs more yellow. And more yellow. It's going to be a bright yellow. And here we go. So, and here we go. Hey, you know what? I think that's okay. I like where that's at. Could add a little bit of shadow. Like the real goal here is to just kind of create a roundness, create this dimensionality here. Create a sense of dimension. Excuse me. My bodily functions are working. Okay, here we go. So people are gonna say these are Hulk colors. I like where it's at. All right, I think we could call it a day on this head. Almost. If I work it anymore. It's going to be overworked. This is helping me to create a more subtle transition across the shadows on the whole face here. So pushing that shadow back a little bit. It was a little off because this shadow was coming all the way up to here when, you know, it should have been more subtle transition up to here. So that kind of worked out. And what we're going for is, yeah, okay, I think that's good. I could be happy with this head right now. And let's go into what can I do with this color here that I have? Let's go right into here. So I've got this body part right here, and I feel like I can make the transition much more subtle because these are a very muscular body, but obviously it's sculpted out of something. It's sculpted, so it has. So I feel like it's important to make the effort to capture the sculpted lines, but also not make them look too hard. I want to, make them look like it's a round, soft sculpture, even though it's not soft at all because it's made out of stone. But isn't that the beauty of a sculptor, is that they can make something as hard as rock, as hard as some of the hardest rocks on earth, and turn it into something that looks soft. The craftspersonship, because it could be woman or man. I know a great female sculptor. I know a few. Craftspersonship. If we're gonna be considerate of the variety of people who can potentially be sculptors. And this is obviously sculpted, so we're gonna add some of this color. I'm gonna take some of this yellow, and we're gonna throw in some of this yellow here. And actually, we could take this color and just keep playing around with these shadows here. I'm gonna go with these highlighted body parts. Just gotta make it nice and soft. Work some of the edges a bit more. What the heck is this? What is this area? What atrocity have I created right here? I have no clue. Oh, it's supposed to be the mouth. All right, cool. Let's see. We're going to go down, and we're going to go ahead and use this leg and paint some yellows into here. Paint some yellows into this highlighted part of the leg. Get some greens into this highlighted part of the leg here. And ultimately, really just looking to soften up some of these edges and carve this out right here. We're going to come back into here at some point and do some interesting transitions. Maybe we'll leave that like that for now. Okay, now let's clean this up. All right, so I finished this face, which is great because that means I can move on to something else. You know, one piece, one thing at a time. You just gotta keep going and keep the paint flowing, and eventually you will come to something you can be good with. So, all right, what should we do next? You know what I'd like to do is I want to finish up this head, which means these two heads, actually these three faces down here, I think could be worked on. And we're going to go trying to think. What's going on in my head is how can I make this look beautiful, colorful, interesting. So I'm going to go in with some white here. I'm just going to create an outline here. Because it is kind of what's happening. How can I make this look beautiful? And of course we will get rid of this super white highlight at some point, but for now, okay. So one thing at a time, I want to establish the eye right now. So let's go with a deep purple. I think you're barely going to be able to tell that it's even purple because it's going to be so dark. But I want to go right here. Let's see. We need to match the area of the eye. So this is about the right length, which means the eye should go right around here. So let's do that. We need to match the area of the eye. Oh my gosh, this brush is amazing. It creates such a fine line. And let's go around like this. So we just created a nice shadow there. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just basically aim to match the location of where the eye crease here is. Now, obviously, you know, I've kind of made these eyes kind of wonky at first. Like this eye just like, what the heck is this, right? It's totally messed up. But, you know, I really just wanted to add the color first and then come back in here now. And I have the opportunity to fix our mistake. But you know what? Maybe we could start from this side. because his eyes basically have to be around the same area. So if we're gonna go like this, go around. I'm gonna bring back out this dark purple here. I'm gonna go. Oh, that's too high, but that's okay. We're gonna bring this down. We're gonna go bring it down a bit. There we go. That's a bit of a better match. And we're going to curve that out. And then now that we have the eye established, we can actually, let's go right into this lip here, create some shadow in the lip. But I want to use a dark red, so I'm going to take this black and mix it with our red so that the black isn't like, I mean, it's still going to be a really dark color that might as well be black. I don't think anyone's going to be able to tell the difference really, but where's this red? Come back, red. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna round this out. It's kind of like off center, but it's okay. We can update that later, but here we go. So we're gonna go into this shadow here. Huh. Yeah, we will have to push some of this back. But you know what? This might be a good color for our shadow here. We're going to bring this in. And we're going to actually bring this in. Bring this down. Let's use this as our shadow. maybe bring the nose down a bit, make it a little longer. But for now, we're gonna create a little angle right there. Bring this up. Yeah, I do want to bring the nose down a bit, so I'm not gonna paint too much deeper into that. But and after we get the shadow in, you know, we're definitely gonna work on softening the shadows, but for now, I got to get them in first. It's interesting because this is actually quite different from what I initially stated about some of the things I was gonna do, which were I was gonna keep these faces soft, but you know what? I think the drama adds to it. You know, the shadows. I think there's a sense of drama that I shouldn't take away by trying to avoid the shadows. Therefore, I will create some deep shadow here. And of course, this eye needs some adjusting, but let's see, this side might even be a little too far, so let's fix this. Let's go right down to here. And here we go. We go around like this. So slowly improving upon this side. But let's see what we can do. Add a little bit of color to this guy's hair. And then clean this off. We're gonna go for these, we're gonna continue on with these pinks here. And with this pink, what I'd like to do is I'd like to elongate her nose a bit. Give it a slightly longer nose. Just a little bit. There we go. We just gotta kind of just work this area right here. We'll work to modify we will modify this section. So actually we could go with a deeper red here. And let's see, let's go with, yeah. Okay, clean this brush off. Let's go down into here. Get a nice, let's get a nice yellow highlight just under the lip. Right down here. And then a little bit of highlight right into here. And then we can actually push up and modify this lip with this color right now. So my goal here should just soften this lip detail, round it out a little bit, and add some highlight into this section. That lip's gonna require some work, but for now, let's go ahead and keep it going. Let's see. Where do we need to play around with this color? I want to carve out this section. So we're gonna carve out some shadow in this section here. Some light. And we're gonna go let's go like this. And let's keep going. I'm not efficient. I am not efficient, that's for sure. Thank you. What's going on? Hello. Got somebody from London. All right, that's cool. How's it going? How's London right now? Is it hot? Is it scorching? Is it raining? What is life like in London right now? Yeah, so by the way, I know this is a funny thing. Since I usually do my live streams and I put a title, but I don't really talk about, I don't continue to talk about the same idea throughout the entire stream. I try to like change it up by the end of it. But I had this interesting Instagram post. I guess I'll talk about it now since there's conversation now. But so it's really interesting Instagram post that was like this artist was basically showing their method, their technique, which was basically a form of they traced pretty much. And although I don't have any issues with that, on the Instagram post it was like you got to work smarter, and kind of made the underlying assumption that artists who don't work that way are not working smart, and kind of inefficient. And if you're not smart, I guess you're in the dumb crowd, right? So I just thought it was interesting how they made that interpretation, and so I decided to make my live stream about this idea of what's efficient and whatnot. But dude, everybody's got to kind of come up with their own way of doing things. So here we go. We're gonna go right into here. Let's get rid of some of this white stuff. We're going to round out this face. Bring in our shadow. There's a lot of shadow under this face. And let's see, this round right here. We'll need to tighten up this eye. Got to soften up that part of the eye here. So what are we going to do? We're going to go... Welcome, it's warm. We've just had Notting Hill Carnival. At the end of next week, you'll be having another heat wave for 7 days. What is Notting Hill Carnival? I would love to know about the Notting Hill Carnival. That sounds like something that has been around since the beginning of the Great British Empire. Since the foundings of the British Empire. All right, so I think that helped to improve what the eye looks like. And this also helped to establish some of the shadow zones. And I definitely think into here, there definitely needs to be some shadow as we move around this figure here. Let's go around. Let's see, we need some shadows down here, so we're gonna use this same brush that we have. We've got this like dark green going on. We're gonna try to create some dimension down here. I don't want this shadow to be too hard. So we need to like soften it right down here. And bring it up. What we're gonna do about this section. So yes, next week. Okay, cool. So here we go. I'm gonna go around like this. Go down into here. Add these highlights into here. And let's go like this. Let's go. Going for this pink right here. We're gonna go, let's go with a darker shade of this. We're gonna go with this darker green. Maybe a little bit of black, bringing some of this black here for an outline around the side of the face here. And then we need to create some shadow. Love the style. Hey, no worries. Yeah, I really have something. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And I only want to keep it going. So we'll add something a little bright here. Something a little brighter. I'm gonna push the shadow, this highlight out a little bit. The shadow's a little too dark, but this will do some of the shadow here. And then we're gonna go down into here. And we will create this shadow, carve this out a bit better. So obviously, Carrie, you've got taste. Obviously. And kind of fudge this section up a little bit. I gotta move this up. The Hammer horror films, it reminds you of a horror film. I don't know if that's a good thing, but you know what? I'll take it. That's cool. I like horror movies. I was just thinking the other day I should do a horror version of this where I do like all the I do a compilation of like horror monsters like Leatherface and whoever. And I could see this actually doing well if it was like horror monsters. Soften this section right here. Softening this eye. And then we're going to soften this. I think I could definitely do one that has like horror faces. The monsters in the Hammer horror films. I don't know the Hammer horror films, honestly. Hammer? Honestly, I don't know the Hammer movies. I mean, I like to think that I know horror movies in general, but I don't know the ones you're talking about specifically. Unfortunately. And softening up. Softening. That's what we're working on. Just softening some of these edges. All right. I think we're almost done with this head. Let's see. We're going to go actually a little bit more into this lip here. To this section. And then we need some eyelashes. So let's go with our black here and be bold. Use some bold eyelash colors here. Classical Superb 5. My goodness, Carrie B. Now, I had a troll in here earlier, and you know what I think is interesting is I called him a troll, but is anything that's negative considered trolling and anything that's positive considered not trolling? Is that Is that fair? Is that a fair assessment? A fair assessment? I don't know. I guess I defined it earlier as, you know, someone who, actually I defined it as like, you know, he's got an opinion, but he didn't know how to, didn't have a reason. Didn't really have any. It's not that it was negative, I guess. It was just that I didn't really feel like the opinion, that they had a well thought out opinion. But and honestly, this hair probably needs to come down a bit further. So we're gonna bring down our white. We're gonna bring down some gray. So here we go. Going to bid good evening. Hey, take care. Thank you so much, Carrie B. See you next time. Hopefully, I will be around, and I hope you will be around too. I know it's getting late in London. There's an artist named Paul Kenton that I follow in London. I usually watch his live streams in the morning, but you know he's usually done by the time mid-afternoon hits. He's a great artist, worth following. And let's go. Here we go. Actually, this hair probably needs to come down a bit more. No? Actually, this neck. Bring a neck down. Okay, unhappy with their own life and want to spread nastiness. Yeah. Why? Why did they want to spread nastiness? That's not nice. All right. Well, that's enough with this head. We're going to move on to the next one. We might touch up the lips a little later. Actually, you know what? It's been 2 hours. I feel like I need a little break before we go on to this next section. So, hey, Carrie V, good timing. Thank you for all that. Thank you for being here. And I'm actually going to take a little break right now, too. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 11:56 a.m.
So I'm actually about to take a break. Those of you just tuning in, I'm taking a small break and we'll be back. I don't know when, but definitely sometime soon. This one kind of looks like Nicole Kidman. Actually, we're not done with this head yet. This head still needs some work. So Like, what's up with the top of her eyebrow ridge? It's a little bit too, it's kind of jacked up. Unless she's like raising her eyebrow. But I do like where the eye is at right now. So we're going to leave it at that. And we're going to take a break right now, everybody. So stay tuned for a couple hours from now when I come back. And we'll be back.